All right, game one. This one's gonna be really fun. This was one of my most anticipated series of the opening of Warlords, and we're starting this one off on Arabia. MBL playing as Portuguese, and look at this, guys! What is this map? Look at this! Look at this map! All of the fucking golds are in a line against the edge of the map. What is that? Dude, MBL, if he reads this correctly, we're gonna see a wall fully across here by like minute 4. If he scouts it correctly. This is crazy. Never seen a lineup like this. I mean, it can still be broken. And Sitaux actually doesn't have a terrible map of his own playing with the Chinese. We'll see what MBL does with that. That's just something I immediately noticed. I don't think I've ever seen a map generate with all 3 golds that close to the edge at the backside. MBL already going for a house out here. He is playing Portuguese, so maybe just trying to take advantage of those berries. But he has seen both back golds. He's seen these 2 connecting wood lines. And yeah, the thing that MBL is great at is reading maps and trying to find out inventive ways to wall it off. And here we go. Here we go. Many people make fun of him for going for weird walls, right? Like there's situations where we could see a wall like coming out here, and then he'd wall like here to here. And people would say, oh, it's a dumb little egg wall. But there's also situations where MBL will just full wall everything early. And he commits enough villagers to do it. Because if you are trying to be greedy with these big walls, and you wait until your opponent is in feudal age and you're trying to finish them last minute, one hole will negate the entire walling effort from you. So good job from MBL to read that early. He's going to go up later because of it. Sitaux is on the way up first with Chinese. Resources collected. Look at that. Oh my God. MBL will catch up, but Sitaux almost double the resources collected right now. Because he started with extra vills, and because he's had a little bit more urgency with dropping off resources than MBL. Sitaux will come forward with the scout. He's going to see the berries. He doesn't see the wall, guys. Okay, now he sees it. But he didn't see this stuff back here. And he didn't see this stuff back here. So he doesn't know the extent to which MBL is walled. We stand MBL here. We stand everyone, really. I'm a big fan of Sitaux as well. I think he's a fantastic player to watch. Very entertaining. But obviously, MBL is my favorite player. So if you find me going overboard supporting MBL, that's great. That's a nice observation, but it's simply just too bad if you don't agree with it. MBL still has room here to be hurt in the feudal age. And there's also a world in which Sitaux reads this completely and then doesn't really invest into that much at all and tries to go up to Castle Age himself. Why is he your favorite? Because he's different, dude. I watch, as a caster, I think you'll find that a lot of people who watch this game regularly really enjoy watching MBL because it's different from what everyone else is doing, right? And I've known him a long time. I've known him even longer than I've known Tristan. As the official stream of this really serious event, I'm not the official stream, so I don't have that responsibility. Sorry. MBL coming in here with the scout. Sitaux chasing him down. And look at this read from Sitaux. Just one scout. No urgency, really. He got the horse collar upgrade. He's not walling, really. He knows. MBL's barracks is just now going up. There's no threat to him currently. Even saw the wall over here. Now we have to start discussing, like, which civ do you like better in Castle Age? Which civ do you like better late game? Chinese, jack of all trade, master of none. Portuguese? Well, They have some pretty filthy compositions late. Chinese dominates, I think. I don't know. Guys, I was thinking, I've been thinking a lot about that game 3 from yesterday. And to anyone who doesn't know what happened, go watch the set on my YouTube. Sorry, gonna spoil it. That position that Andy was in against Leary. There's a couple things that maybe he could have done, like Siege Ram. I talked to Daniel last night. He was bringing up Siege Ram. Maybe. I'm not sure how well they perform against massed organ guns. I don't know if organ guns get a bonus against Siege Ram, like Conquistadors do. Will MBL forget Loom? Maybe. Doesn't have it yet. BBC would have erased the Siege. True. Arquebus Bombard Cannon. That is true. That is true. Normally, you'd have to attack ground the Siege Rams, but that is a good point, that it would be a lot simpler for Leary to kill those. Daniel also brought up the point that Andy needed to play 2 sides rather than 1 side. But then maybe he dies on that side. Right, it's difficult, right? I was also thinking, do Cav Archers perform well there from Saracens? If you have the Hussar in front, and you have like 40 or 50 Cav Archers, scattered formation patrolling behind. It's really important how you would deploy them. Cav Archers over Mamluks? I think so, yeah. Mamluks would be better. No, the range for Mamluks is 3. It's just too bad. You never get close enough. You get nuked by the organ guns. Well, that's a dead scout from MBL, and we finally have some kills here as Sitaux pushes forward with the Spearman, Archer, and a couple scouts. Eco is looking fantastic. MBL raiding with spears. What's new? Resources collected actually close here, but MBL had to invest into those walls early. Sitaux did not. Yeah, I want to do a test. Maybe we do it after this set in the interim of how Cav Archers fully upgraded perform against organ guns if you patrol them in on scattered formation, because obviously if you're just going in a standard big condensed group, probably not so good. But Cav Archers also give you the opportunity to send like 3 or 4 in to raid behind Leary's Eco and post them up in the farms or something. I don't know, it's a really unorthodox type of composition, but it might have worked. Hal Borgen kills CA, though. He had Halbs. I don't think the Halbs contribute anything, really, against the CA. Maybe all going up soon? Yeah, he's up. This is really a nothing of a game so far. That's why I'm talking about the other set. Can you co-cast and both stream on your own channels, or does that not work? It's really bad for my channel when I co-cast with like Tristan, for instance. It's really fun for me, which is why I do it, but for the channel itself, it's really bad. This is nice from MBL. He's going to find the archers, take out the archer mass, and he's going to be up to Castle Age at about a minute left when Sitaux clicks up. Less viewers or why? Less viewers, less chat interaction. Like, chat's usually really dead when I'm co-casting with someone else. Less support coming in via subs or whatever. The only thing that we might get a little bit more of is a few more follows, but it's not enough to influence it to any degree. And it makes sense why there would be, right? Because I'm not interacting with chat as much. I'm not talking to chat at all if I'm co-casting with Tristan. Why did Sitaux flood units in feudal while MBL had walls down? To force them into some investment, right? And you're also looking for an opportunity. If you As MBL comes forward with 2 villagers. Okay, this game's about to heat up here. We can stop talking about other things. This game is about to heat up. If you have full map control and your opponent's giving you full map control, right? It's not that expensive to just make a few spears and a few archers and look for a... Sorry. Oh my god, look for an opportunity. If there's one hole here, suddenly MBL is cooked, right? So why not just take that chance? Tower goes up from Sitaux. He might be in trouble. MBL is a really good position. He's got enough spears to protect his skirms initially. Monks coming out to deal with the knights. Scorpions here. So not mangonels immediately to pressure this. MBL has had a really good transition here in Castle Age, even adding that second TC too. So his eco is going to be surpassing Sitaux soon if Sitaux doesn't add another TC, which he's not. He had to put the stone into that tower. And Sitaux just waiting for crossbow, Bodkin to come in, and his knights to be out on the field to snipe the siege. And MBL even sends these villagers back. So MBL knows this forward likely isn't going to last. What it's going to do is buy him time, though. He's seen the tower go up. He knows that he's 2 TC against 1, unless Sitaux has bought stone, which he hasn't. And he knows Sitaux is going to have to invest a ton into this. Elite Skirm coming in. Still 10 seconds away, and Sitaux doesn't fight. This army is going to be a lot harder to fight once E-Skirm is in. A lot more difficult. The crossbows won't find much purchase until the knights clear up the siege and the Elite Skirms. Beautiful job from MBL so far. Wheelbarrow coming in for him too. He'll go for another TC over here. Spearman, there to protect the monks. Does MBL see any relics? He does. Build another monastery. Bring it back. That one's not surviving, dude. I mean, he read his map, right? He had a great map. Commented on it early when we first loaded into the game. He read it perfectly. He's done what he needed to do, and look at this. Oh, he's finding Sitaux. Oh, Sitaux, what on earth are you doing over here, dude? Oh, no. Crossbow's going to go down 1, 2, 3. He's lucky to escape with how many he escaped with. The Light Cav are coming back here to try and snipe the monks, but MBL is doing a really great job with the Spearmen. And this is exactly the type of game that MBL wanted. He wanted a forward. He wanted Sitaux, you know, responding to his pressure. He wanted to be completely safe at home. Sitaux still hasn't taken any eco damage, and he's still ahead on resources collected, but he needs to drop some TCs. He needs to catch up. Because it's not like MBL doesn't have army with this boom. It's not like he's just straight booming. He's got some forces here to hold him at bay. Will they be alive for very much longer? Kind of up in the air as the Scorpions and the Monks all go down. But the Spearmen looking to engage now, and they'll take out a few of those Light Cav and a few of the Knights. Overall, a pretty good fight for Sitaux. MBL needs to add another Siege Workshop. He's getting Pikemen. But his Spearmen are all dead now. And he'll start queuing up some more. As Sitaux now comes forward with a Siege Workshop. Still playing 1 TC. 48 bills versus 63. The difference is not too bad right now. He can still make do with this military difference. MBL now forced to go for some walls, deleting some extra houses. Doesn't get the quick wall here, but double TC set up. Should be enough to defend. Still has a monk. Still has 3 monks in here with Sanctity. Okay, what? Those would be really useful at home. Those would be so good here. Sitaux never pushes in if he has those 3 monks back here, but obviously the forward monastery making things difficult as MBL goes for the quick walls. Good job there. Tries to save this dude, which he does. And the knights all go down from Sitaux. Dodges around that shot somehow. MBL losing the first villager of the game. 3 monks still inside. Mangonel coming out from him. 2 of the best players when it comes to Mangonel Wars, by the way. Oh, that sucks for MBL. He's going to lose this Mangonel. Oh, that really sucks. Sloppy. Paying attention elsewhere. Maybe trying to sneak these monks away. He is, and he's getting redemption for the monks that are flanking from behind. Okay. Still no monasteries, by the way. He's going to try and sneak these monks all the way through here. That's too funny. Meanwhile, over here, not enough room in the TC. Good job from Sitaux with the +2 armor, realizing can kind of raid for a little bit, pick off some vills. That's villager number 6 now going down, but he does lose knights in the process. Sitaux is really good at these Mangonel Wars. He's trying to get MBL to kill his own gate. Comes in with the light cab. MBL tries to take out a Mangonel, does not. Now repairing his own. Sitaux with a Mangonel from right field. MBL trying to save another one. He takes out another Mangonel from Sitaux with the TC this time. But the Knights will kill his own. And the monks have made it back. The monks have made it all the way back. He does not have a monastery at home. His monastery is forward, but he does have redemption. And Sitau's going to be like, what? You have redemption? Kills the villager. Gets the shot. And is trying to snipe down this one. The pressure is relentless from Sitaux, though. The pressure is absolutely relentless. MBL still has 2 monks inside this CC. 85 villagers, but you can see by the res collected and the efficiency numbers here. Look at this. Idle economy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at that from Sitaux. 7 minutes and 14 seconds of idle eco this game from Sitaux. That's nothing. We have an hour and 41 minutes from MBL. As MBL tries to convert these Mangonels, he tries to go for a castle. Sitaux denying that a little bit. Now walling in the monks. They do have sanctity. Sitaux will go for a shot there. MBL hops inside the TC. And MBL tries to convert. Working eco time, almost exactly the same for Sitaux, by the way. As the MBL converts one, takes out the Mangonel, and now is sending villagers forward. Yikes. So yeah, that gives you an idea of how efficient Sitau's eco has been behind this, as he's added in 2 additional TCs. MBL going for a 4th. MBL now has the castle. MBL can defend with redemption and organs. Siege Workshop, Monastery. Great pressure from Sitaux. MBL couldn't get it done with that early pressure. Didn't have a Mangonel. He went for that Scorpion first instead. So he couldn't really hold that position, retreated, and then Sitaux swings it back in his favor. Beautiful job. Sitaux still taking advantage of that +2 armor. He's trying to raid MBL to death. He's killed a lot of vills here. That's number 14. Make it 15 soon. Monk coming out here. Sitaux has to be careful. He doesn't get converted. Monk and a Mangonel. Both of these could disappear real quick.
Fuck you all. Your lives are so sad. I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
The crossbows are there. Oh, that was almost a sick attack round from MBL. Coming in with a counter raid by the skirmishers. I think MBL's a little bit frazzled here. I like Sitau's position. Even with the resources from MBL. I think the thing for Sitaux is he's just a lot less distracted than MBL's been. However, if MBL manages to get some good snipes here, it could change the game. He's on the way to Imperial Age. Can he live long enough? Monk comes out. Probably will get this conversion. Sitaux is too late. with the snipe. And now MBL will take out these crossbows and will probably start working away on this mangonel too. It seems like he's bought himself enough time. Skirm's being dealt with. Sitaux, 79 villagers only. And we finally have a moment for MBL to breathe. And he's going for the stable wall. Good defense over here from MBL. Converts another mangonel. Takes out the mangonels from Sitaux. And he's still living with this thing on 2 HP. But the monks can't do anything about it. The ram is coming to save the monk. And the mangonel does. All right, MBL needs to make a tech switch now. Still has a monk in here. Could be annoying if he converts the villain that makes like a back stable behind Sitau's base. Gotta watch out for that. All right, I would love to see... Well, Sitau's going for a castle here, so I don't know where the second castle from MBL should be. I would love to see it like around here to defend, but then at the same time, you're kind of negating your offensive potential. MBL tries to take out this mangonel. Organs are just so bad against mangonels now. Oh, God, he doesn't even take it out. 1 HP. Sitaux will see the knights now. Still only +1 armor, so it might have just been like one stable from MBL. He doesn't know about the numbers. He doesn't know about the full switch yet. And he's about to click up to Imperial Age. MBL will come over here with organs. Sitaux notices right away. Those Chinese TCs, man. Look at that line of sight. Incredible. Knights coming out to raid. Cavalier on the way in. Castle here from MBL. Sitaux needs to be careful trying to take down this monastery. There is a monk still there. MBL sending a bunch of villagers forward for that. The Cavalier are going to be very annoying in the interim. Before Sitaux gets the camel numbers he needs, and he's going for a castle here. These organs are sitting in a very annoying spot on that wood line. Cavalier finding their way in, and more Cavalier finding their way over towards this castle. The castle will go up, but so will MBL's over here, I think. The monk will discover it from Sitaux. Actually, he doesn't, but he does see it with, once again, the TC line of sight. Oh my God. Dude, this TC needs to chill, bro. This thing needs to chill. Someone's up in that very top, just sitting there. Cavalier was a good switch, at least initially from MBL. He's going to kill a lot of vills with these things. The eco KD was like 19-2. It's going to be even here in a second. Cavalier's still killing. Organ's still killing. He could lose a lot of vills over here if he's not careful. Look at these bullets bouncing off the edge of the map. Feels like Sitaux is GG. We'll see. MBL could get carried away, right? Cavalier is not the long-term thing for him if Sitaux gets into heavy camel. The problem for Sitaux right now is that he has 0 on wood. He has 1 wood in the bank. And MBL is cutting off this wood line, so he can't go there. MBL is cutting off this wood line, or he was. The villagers take care of that. Can't even afford a trip. MBL's at 126 fills. 45 on food. Beautiful job there. Beautiful job. I think one thing over the last few years that have set people ahead of MBL, they added farms quicker and they got up to the farm count a lot faster. MBL has struggled with that in the past, but 45 is a really good sign for this set. It's been a few games. I've watched MBL against those top guys, you know, Hart, Hera, where he's just 2 or 3 minutes late to adding those extra 15, 20 farms. Castle goes down. This should be MBL's game. Halberdier coming in. Sitaux can only afford to produce camels. It's fine as long as there's only Cavalier, but now with Halbin, it's GG. He realizes it. Nice play from MBL. A good map, but he took advantage of it. I think a lot of people wouldn't have full walled that early. And then he puts Sitaux in a position where Sitaux is like, okay, do I go Castle Age? Do I produce in Feudal Age to try and get something going? He kind of got stuck in the middle ground. I think he still played pretty well. I really love that push from him. He was harassing on both sides, and MBL was in trouble. But we all know MBL is one of the best defensive players when he's got his back up against the wall. I think he showed it there. Those monks with the redemption saved the game. They actually did, dude. At the same time, though, like, it's a great play to sneak those around there. But at the same time,
Fuck you all. Your lives are so
probably
sad. I
should have
get a
just
charity
made one
tax
back
break
here.
just for having you.
Instead of continuing to queue up monks after you've lost all your army and your enemy has you completely surrounded in the forward monastery, right? Like, you don't have to make it so difficult for yourself. You could just make another monastery back here. All right, MBL taking game number 1. I think a good game overall. Took a while for it to get going, but solid stuff from both. We go on to game number 2. It's a best of 7. That's a lot of Age of Empires to come. That's 175 wood, yeah. But it's also 5 minutes it takes for those monks to get home. Yo, Fugaru. Thank you for the year. Smiller, thank you. Verbal, thank you. Yo, dude. Pointy Boy, Gamble, thank you. Prediction for how long this series will be. I think we're getting 7 here, guys. I think we're going to get 7. Kawasan, Malians against Japanese. How long was yesterday's set? 4.5 hours, I think, or 4 hours. 50 seconds. Are you going to cast Heart Tattoo as well? That's my plan, yeah. I do have to leave my place at 6, at least. Probably like 5:45. But it's not even noon yet right now, so. One or two sets today? There's 2. I plan on casting both. What's your prediction for the next set? I don't know. 4-2 Tato. Something like that. Prediction for Stanley Cup Finals? Well, my prediction already got screwed over. I had the Stanley Cup Finals being the Rangers versus the Stars, and they both lost in the conference finals. So now it's Edmonton and Florida. Honestly, I can't stand Florida. I cannot stand that team. So I'll be cheering for Edmonton for sure. I don't really like Edmonton either. I think, like, if you're an organization that got 4 first overalls within like 5 years, you never deserve to win anything. Anything. But they're a Canadian team and I hate the Panthers, so I think I will cheer for Edmonton. McDavid talks like a robot. McDavid has the personality traits of a piece of bread, for sure. All right, so this is a terrible map. We go from a good map to an awful map from MBL. Awful map. Look at this. Nothing in front. Gold forward. Another gold forward. Woodline, barely anything at the back. He does have Malians here, so it's a good civ for this situation as he tries to, put the dock a little bit on the side. Maybe that's the only place he could find the shorefish. It is. And he'll dock that pond. Sitaux over here with the Japanese docking this pond. And Sitaux definitely has a better map than MBL. You can wall it off easily. MBL will take some doing to make this a good map. White Wonder Bread. Yep. Yep. Yeah. McDavid. Yeah, McDavid's personality is just... Dude, there's a house tour thing with him and his girlfriend or fiance or wife or whatever, where they tour the house, and you can just tell, like, oh my God. Number one, you can tell that she's just a gold digger. Number two, you can tell that he has zero personality. Zero. It was so cringe. It is so cringe, dude. And I'm probably a man of culture, like the rest of you. And the only reason, if you clicked on that video, the only reason I clicked on that video is because she's fucking hot. And she's in the thumbnail. They knew what they were doing. But like, then it's just morbid curiosity keeping me going, watching the video, right? Who are you talking about? McDavid's girlfriend. Connor McDavid, the best hockey player in the world. All right. Doc here forward to contest. He's 20 seconds ahead of Sitaux. But Sitaux is Japanese fish. You can afford to be 20 seconds late because the fire galley is going to come out, provided you make a second dock here. Sitaux needs to make a second dock if he's going to go for the water pressure, but it looks like he's going to opt for the land in a very Sitaux-like fashion. He'll make 2 militia, then follow up with an archer range, contest a little bit on water, and that's it. Best ice hockey player. There's no point in... Why would you ever make a dock there? Thank God. There's no point in specifying ice hockey. No one knows the names of any field hockey players. You can tell me how popular it is. Nobody knows any teams or players or anything. One guide? Yeah. Well, that's me. 2 militia forward. This is the Sitaux special. 2 militia forward. Let's see if MBL noticed that. He did pass by with the scout, but we don't see any pre-walls or anything like this. Sitaux will also be going for an archer range. MBL needs his scout to be... MBL doesn't need his scout to be over here. He can do that with fishing ships. He needs his scout to be here, dude. MBL needs his scout to be here. I don't know why he's over here. You can scout that with fish. Like, you need to be tracking this stuff. You can see he's trying to clear up the fishing ships here. Even going for a demo against the Japanese fish. No, don't you... Oh. Another demo coming out from MBL. Trying to take out the villager and the fire galley. Does take out the fire galley. And the militia loop around this way. MBL. Scout Bing over here is going to pay off. Sitau's going to quick wall in the villager. MBL should be in a position to maybe deny this dock, though, long term. As he's also denying the fish over here. Sitaux is in with the militia. MBL has gone for the short walls towards the woodline. And Sitaux trying to clear up this villager is not going to get it, though. Take back what you said. Scout was in the correct spot. I still disagree with that. I still heavily disagree with that. And the scout's even dead or gone. The scout left. MBL going for a fire galley here. It's not going to be in time to deny that dock, and it's a good wall position here from Sitaux. Meanwhile, Sitau's fish are still alive, courtesy of the Japanese. But they are going to die now, and this dock will be taken out, and MBL can start adding in extra fishing ships over here. Scout patiently waits for that villager to leave. Not in a position to repair the ships, so that's actually a good spot for that scout to be. And he leaves. Archers coming across here from Sitaux. The tower is there from MBL to protect. Sitaux taking a little bit of extra damage on his scout. That's not optimal. And he still has more resources collected as MBL will go for an archer range. Like I said before when we started this out, this map is terrible, guys. This map is awful. Like, it's really tough for MBL to deal with this. This might be a game where you need to open land if you're MBL and not focus on the water just because your map is so bad. But so far, he's done a pretty good job. He sniped the fish from Sitaux. He's taking out this stuff. That dock will go down. Both those fire galleys will go down. And Sitaux will go for double dock action over here. MBL just going to be defending his fish and adding fish over here. Good stack situation here from Sitaux. MBL doesn't want to go for a demo from this side. He's got a demo coming out from the other side. And now he kills the villager on the woodline because that's the only woodline MBL can take. Currently. It's just awful. He has to wait for his archers and skirms to come out. He's already used the stone for a tower out here. But he does have the fish. So he's scaled ahead now on total res collected. Demo waiting. Another demo from MBL. He knows the strat from Sitaux. Sitaux can't see his demos. He's going to build up a ton of ships and then try and snowball outwards. He's actually not. He actually goes out with 2. That's surprising. And MBL will come in here with the demo. Sitaux has to watch the bill. No, dude, he's so close. But another demo. That's a dead bill. That's a dead bill. That's a dead bill. That's a dead bill. Good demo from MBL. Sitaux still pressuring over here with archers, and he's got a lot of archers. But his resources behind here, not looking so good. He's going to have to do damage. MBL has done a fantastic job contesting water and still not losing anything on land, even though he's been pressured into a corner. Sitaux, also good job keeping that scout alive. And now it's finding some serious value against the skirmishers. Sitaux now using the market, but only 7 on food. He uses the market so he can get up to the same resource count as MBL, and he still can't click up. And he's heavily in there. Does manage to take out the fish from MBL on this side, though. He could go for some extra fish of his own. And he's somewhat controlling the middle, which can be so important on this map. Looping all the way around here with the archers. He knows that MBL is not on this side for wood. He knows this wood line is a little bit suspect, so he's going to go around this way. And we'll spot the lumber camp, and he's going to be like, oh, baby. He is going to feast here. MBL knows, because of the scout position, Sitaux was likely looping around this side. It's still a headache for him. It's a big headache for him. That's at least 1 dead vill and probably more. As Sitaux is the first one to click up the castle age. He really used the market, though. Like, he really, really used it. It might be worth, however, as MBL clicks up now. And MBL loses 2 more villagers at least. 3 more villagers. Oh, my God. Only kills 1 archer and a scout for his troubles. Jeez. A rough situation for MBL. 33 vills against 39. He does still have those 3 fishing ships, and he was fishing for a lot longer than Sitaux. And Sitaux really sloppy here to lose these. Should have just kept running. Ran up against that woodline and got a little bit stuck, and now All of his archer mass is basically dead with a good demo from MBL. Let's go. We love to see it. They would have died anyway, but I mean, I like explosions. Good job, MB. Midnight Pandemonium, thank you. Tier 1, appreciate it. Welcome. Snippy, thank you for the 57. Thank you. Still a good spot for Sitaux. I really like the way Sitaux prioritizes land on this map, and then he can come back and contest water later, and he can add fishing ships now, and they're Japanese fish. So his resources went from using the market for everything to suddenly looking okay. He's going to get the crossbow upgrade first, but MBL still has skirms. MBL still has archers here. And Sitaux at risk of losing some more archers for free before that night comes out. MBL is going to take another one at least. Nice gate there from Sitaux. Beautiful job. He will lose a Vil, but he slows down the skirmisher movements, and he manages to save these 4 crossbows. And now the Knight comes out. MBL getting Bodkin. Knight needs to be careful. Needs to back up. He doesn't. Uncharacteristic unit losses from Sitaux. Should have probably saved at least half of that archer army on the other side. And MBL is the one that's going to come out here with the Siege Workshop and take control of the middle. Can Sitaux afford any siege? He can afford 1 mangonel. Both players with control of a pond. Sitaux ahead on res collected. MBL has the map control though, and it's MBL's time to pressure. And a university as well for MBL. Okay. Can't really afford much from that, but eventually we're going to get ballistics, presumably. Good micro here from him. Skirmisher is extremely frail. And I think that's the end of that skirmisher army. But we do have more crossbows. They should be able to take care of that Knight. And look at this. Sitaux did not wall. He didn't wall to the edge of the map, guys. He walled in a circle. Maybe he thought this wood line went to the edge. I don't know. But because of it, MBL can just kind of roam around, picking off villagers on the wood lines. Not ideal for sure. Ballistics on the way for him. 14 crossbows against 10. Double TC for MBL, and he can take advantage of all this food in the center. MBL has moved himself into a winning position. After losing all of those villagers on the wood line, he lost 5 vills from that raid. And now Sitaux is trying to micro down this mangonel. Could still take a big shot, but he gets it at the end of the day. Beautiful job from him. Ballistics is in from MBL. Sitaux needs to be careful. He'll lose that Knight. And he still has the crossbows at the back, causing problems. This is not much of an economy for Sitaux at all. Still ahead on res collected. But that will start to skew in favor of MBL shortly. With the relics coming in, with all the food he can take here. This is a really good level being shown by MBL. You're not wrong. Sometimes we watch an MBL set and we're thinking like, wow, maybe you should have put some more time in. You don't look up at your best, but right now MBL is looking pretty freaking good. Really? Really? Sitaux sends the fires over at the exact same moment, too. All right. Well, MBL wants a dock. So he's going to focus over there. Meanwhile, Sitaux pushing in from this side. Not sure it's the smartest decision, but it is a decision, and he is committing onto the decision. And like I said, like I always say, it's better to do something dumb and commit to being dumb than it is to half-ass, to Smart decisions. That came out wrong, but you understand the premise. I don't? Okay. Just commit. I don't understand anything. Okay. Checks out. Mangonel Micro. Once again, Sitaux has found himself in a position where he needs to win Mangonel Wars against MBL, and he wins that one. 2 more Mangonels on the... Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers going down in a line, and that's a denied TC. And these crossbows are still creating issues for Sitaux. Oh my goodness. And meanwhile, in the center, MBL takes a Mangonel trade. Things are getting very messy for Sitaux. Very messy for the Frenchman indeed. He will take out this Mangonel. He does lose one of his own, though. And oh no, the crossbows are over here. MBL has 2 separate groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 villagers dead. Sitaux is down to 33 bills. He's going to have less. He's going to have less. There's still the crossbows back here. We're nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. This Mangonel is too slow. The wheels on this thing are not turning fast enough, and his counterattack is being negated by the Mangonel from MBL. As this Mangonel simply watches its comrades die, Sitaux will clear out these crossbows. MBL will chase these away. Meanwhile, crossbows still coming through the center. 1 big shot away from maybe losing these. Oh, he tanks a huge one. He tanks a huge shot, and MBL... I mean, at this point, just make a second Siege Workshop, brother. The production schedule is insane. We just got Mangonels for days. Why is Sitaux still playing? Because he's finding some opportunities. He's still got an army. He's clearing up the crossbows over here. He has the army advantage. And the score is still somewhat close. You have to factor that in. He just needs to win every engagement. And hope MBL makes some critical mistakes. But his eco is... Oh my god, his eco is junk. Oh my god, that is junk. That is junk. Double digits on every resource, except stone, which he has 0 of. Loses another Mangonel, can't afford another one. It's over. Kills a villager on the wood line. Sitaux doesn't want to give up. MBL in a really good position now. Has stone for a castle soon. And decides to go for tower. I don't hate it if you get guard tower. He has the university. Guard tower is coming in now. If you hold this middle area, you've done so much eco damage. I actually don't hate it. Nice wood line. Yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. These vills are going to be very efficient. Crossbows looping around this way. MBL will lose some vills. Sitaux has that second, and now finally the third. Does he, though? Yeah, the third TC. God, that thing being denied was so brutal. And Sitaux is now trying to catch up on eco. He doesn't really have much counterattack potential. There is this army, but it runs right into the TC. It's already garrisoned from MBL, and the whole thing dies. It's weak already. This whole army dies to a TC. And surely that's GG. Sitaux plays on. What did Sitaux do wrong this game? Too much market? I think not walling correctly, bro. I honestly think his problem was not walling correctly. He walled himself in this little circle. He never expanded his walls. How many times did we see MBL's army go in behind here and just run around his base? Imagine if he had walled to here when he had some time. Or even to here. he can always retreat back this way, right? Of course, MBL wins that Mangonel battle at short distance. Don't know how, but he does. More villagers dying here from Sitaux. 39 vills. 38 vills, sorry. He's now selling for gold so he can afford a... Brother, you have 7 crossbows and a Mangonel. Let's take a look at this game from your perspective. You're not winning this, dude. GG, well played. Really well played from MBL. Good job from him. Great mobility with the crossbows. And he just had like 3 separate groups of them all over the place, doing a really fantastic job. Also dealing with this shitty map very well. He went for the tower early. The wood line was still an issue. He went out here, obviously gets punished for that, right? But then recovers super well with some aggression of his own, and tracking down this army over here was huge. Honestly, I said the walls, but this might be the area that Sitaux threw. He was up first. Like, he should never lose this entire army. Never. He runs into the wood line, clearly is in the market, so he takes his... Or he wasn't in the market then. I don't know. He was building archer ranges and stable. Takes his eyes off this army, and then suddenly MBL can take the angles to kill this.
I love you, Dave. Less than 3.
And MBL demos here. I think they were all going to die anyway. But you lose this army, and you have no units to upgrade now. Just really missing out on your faster Castle Age. Barnabas, thank you for the 4 months. Damn, so many people here today. Thanks for showing up, folks. These sets so far, like these games have been really fun. Really, really fun. I think part of it is we did all the qualifiers, so we saw like the meta building and stuff, but could Sitaux have switched to CA after that? Nah, I think that's too expensive. Then you got to get husbandry, you got to get bloodlines. Yeah, I think crossbows are better. Loss on Kawasan. Lost with Jap. His 2 first picks. Gone. Gone. All right. I'll be right back. I got to get a cup of coffee. We're in the spec delay. Sitaux needs someone. Maybe it's a hero. Sicilians on Northern Isles. Hang on a second. Let them cook.
Fuck you all. Your lives are so sad. I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
Muffin Man. Hang on, Muffin Man. You are way too comfortable here, dude. You are so comfortable, it's making others uncomfortable. We've had complaints. Stop. Stop. 10 seconds left. Okay, so Sicilians on Northern Isles. If you get a donjon up on your opponent's island, the sergeants can be brutal. MBL's gone for Vikings. Also, something to keep in mind with Sicilians, people forget, transport ships are cheaper and they have extended line of sight. You start with a transport ship. So Sitaux is going to find and try and lame probably all of the... we'll start off with MBL's transport to give you a frame of reference. So that's his line of sight, right? That's Sitaux's line of sight. He's going to try and lame all of the pigs that he can. I don't think there's many pigs on the shorelines. No. They're right here. Can't see that. Dang. Vikings should be a better civilization here still. But we'll see what Sitaux has cooked up. Pig conversions depend on pig line of sight, not transport LOS. Yeah, I know that. So you can't find a pig like here with your transport. But you can see them from further away. It's just a little bonus that helps. It's one of those synergy bonuses, right? It's not the reason you pick it. Is he douching or something? Like, why do we have our transport all the way back here now? Why are we not exploring? Are we sending vills right away? Okay. Show transport POV. You want me to play like pirate songs as well? Look at that. It's like a Chinese TC, dude. He's gonna be able to see the stone position from MBL. He can see where the lumber camp is. Dude, this is like having a scout on your opponent's island. My man is seeing all the positions he needs to hit. Now go to the back. We're just doing circles? We're just doing laps? No loom for Sitaux. I think MBL does have loom, right? Yeah, he's got loom. Vikings are definitely the consensus pick. You either go into galleys, you go into longboats, your eco is going to be insane because of wheelbarrow and handcart. Guys, I was actually thinking... Oh, okay, it's just a scout. I was thinking, you know, T-West's new Civ Builder tournament or whatever that he just announced. I was wondering how many Civ bonuses, I'm not sure what the details are, but like, what would be like the best synergy for 4 Civ bonuses? What would be the best synergy for 4 Civ bonuses and 1 team bonus? For like an economic Civ advantage. Depends. For team game? No, I'm talking about just for 1v1. What on earth is going on? Sitaux has landed in the center. The Eagle has landed. We are in the center of the map in Dark Age with a mining camp. MBL will never see this, I don't think. MBL will never suspect. Like, he's... Oh my god, dude. This might be a gigabrain. Because the classic is that you land on their island, right? And then they go for military and defense. They defend your landing. And then they land on your island and start cutting off your resources. But with Sitaux here in the center, MBL won't see that with his transport ship line of sight. He won't know that Sitaux's there. And he's going to be very confused on where his opponent is taking gold for these sergeants that will be coming out from this dungeon. Vikings plus Burgundians alone is insane. Free handcart and feudal. That's not the way it works, though. Right? I think Burgundians' eco bonus is actually kind of... Ugh. I was thinking Vikings, Malay, Bengalis. Thoughts? That'd be insane. I don't know what the 4th one would be. All right, Sitaux pauses. MBL has to know that there's some sort of landing against Sicilians. What a crazy strat. Romans would be good. I don't know if Romans are enough. We might want to add Khmer into there as well. For not needing the buildings to go up. Imagine you're just flying up to the next stage. You get 2 free vills. You get wheelbarrow. Sick. Sergeants are here. Sergeants aren't that powerful in feudal age. Once they get to castle age, though, they can be pretty devastating. And I would assume that Sitaux will make a blacksmith soon and the armor. MBL has wheelbarrows, so that's going to help him against these sergeants. You can run away a little bit quicker. And you can see MBL loading up the scouts to come across. But Sitaux can go for another donjon in defense, and he can actually make spearmen out of that donjon. So maybe he might be able to defend that. Remember, his gold is here. It's very clever. His gold is there. He doesn't have to defend his gold at home. He just has to defend his woodline. Sergeants now coming in from this side. They find the gold villagers. MBL engages against them. He'll lose 1 vill. Not the biggest deal if he kills these sergeants. Sitaux's eco actually not terrible behind. He still has his fishing ships alive. Usually when we're talking about sergeant push, the eco is kind of devastating as MBL now losing another villager and MBL's fish are being harassed. But he does have scouts on the way and Sitaux is tracking that. And MBL doesn't know about this. How could he? Sitaux purposely made that right in the center. This is a well thought out strategy, folks. I am extremely impressed by Sitaux right now. Watch it be like, actually, watch it be ACCM strat and Sitaux just took it. I can see that. Donjon will go up here. You can make the spearman from the donjon. Sitaux does lose a villager, though. He's going to have to be careful at home now. Make a couple spearmen, dude. That's what it's there for. Still no armor in for these sergeants. Resources collected is behind for MBL. Sergeant goes down over here. MBL fishing at the front. Game is paused again. He's queuing up some galleys, and he still hasn't taken out the fish from Sitaux. He hasn't provided any pressure. It's hard, right? You're getting landed here, and you're Vikings. So you can't even make a fire galley to come harass this stuff. You have to make a couple galleys to come kill the fish. They outdid it in the Empire Wars ladder. Empire Wars is very different from even 9 start. I like this strat a lot from Sitaux. This is like the coup de grace. I think a lot of players would think this was unnecessary. They could just defend their gold and their wood line with the donjon back here. But I think this is actually really good because you can take the gold and the stone. So you can switch back whenever you want, and it's so safe. It is so safe for the first time you do it. The second time you do it, not so safe, right? Because then MBL knows about this. Like, it's definitely... You can lock it down maybe with a donjon here, but then you have to invest, which you don't want to do. It's definitely a one-time thing, for sure. Looking for donjon hotkey. I bet Sitaux is fixing his hotkeys for the donjon. That's a great call out, Data Lore. That is a great call out. My man just called that out, and that is 100% true. Yeah, anglais here, mon ami. Thank you, Margugu. Another donjon over here. MBL is in trouble, folks. Spearman coming up from this donjon. Mill over here from Sitaux. Couple spearmen and some walls, and he should be fine. And MBL is loading these up, and he's like, man, where is he taking gold? And he still can't figure it out. So he's sending the scouts back here. So anyway, he sends the scouts back here. This is such a weird play. Like, it seems obvious to us watching as MBL comes to take this out. And he's actually gonna take out this donjon, so he can take gold and stone over here and the woodline again. As the sergeants build another donjon on this side. It seems really obvious to us, but if you're in this game, it would not be obvious. You just assume he's taking gold like somewhere else on his island or maybe using the market or something like that. Good job from MBL to clear this stuff. Still no infantry armor. Still no infantry attack for Sitaux. And another donjon goes up. And MBL is slowly being cut off from his resources, but he has access to this side now. Resources collected, still close. Sitaux, however, harassing the fish again. MBL waiting for that second galley. Still hasn't done anything about the fish from Sitaux. Which, if I had to point to something here that could really improve MBL's position as the armor comes in for Sitaux, taking out those fish, right? Can't let him just sit there with food eco behind. It's a messy build, but it's a lot cleaner when you have that consistent food economy coming in. Sitaux not upping is scaring me slightly. I mean, he's just trying to lock everything down, right? Look at how many sergeants he has. It is a good point, though, that, like, if he goes up now, all of his sergeants will upgrade, and they will be very dangerous. Does he really need forging? Should he not focus on getting a market? Maybe selling his stone and buying his way up. Can you show MBL vision on the middle? It's nothing, dude. He can't see anything. Another donjon. Things continue to be messy for MBL, but he is on the way to Castle Age. And his galleys are coming back here. So Sitaux will not have free reign over his fish for very much longer. MBL does not have fletching for the galleys or for the towers. And MBL will lose some more villagers. Good quick walls from him to prevent the sergeants from coming in. He's going to be distracted because he's going to be sniping down these fish. And defending over here. As 2 more villagers go down from MBL. Make it 3, probably. She survived. He didn't. One fishing ship. Down. Good resilience from MBL to survive here. Really solid stuff. Needs quick walls, though. Can't let these sergeants in. They have the armor. They have forging. Can't fight him with vills. Cannot fight these things with vills. He's trying to take out that spearman so his scouts can engage. Losing scouts, has to completely surround this guy to take him down. And now loses more villagers as that guy walks up against the enemy. Oh, boy. Oh, God. This is going to be more vills dead, but Sitaux is still not up, guys. Sitaux is still not up to Castle Age. If he had sold everything, not gone for this donjon, and forced his way up to Castle Age, these would all be super strong, but at the same time, he probably wouldn't have forced this fight as early. MBL probably wouldn't have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kills there, or whatever he did. 27 vills for MBL, 42 for Sitaux. MBL needs a second TC. Can't afford it, has no wood. Goes for 1 knight and a longboat. Longboat's actually going to help here. It's 2 longboats. Ball over on that side is clutch. And quick walls over here are super clutch. A donjon. Oh, God. Oh, that's his worst nightmare. Oh, this might force a fight that MBL really doesn't want to take. He might be forced to come out here with villagers and engage against this. Is it actually within range of the... I think that's within range of the TC. But it's hard to figure that out in this situation. How do you beat this rush? I think there's ways to beat it. It's really, really difficult, though. I really like this build from Sitaux. This is super clever. Okay, donjon is denied for the time being. Sergeants are killed. 27 villagers for MBL. He's going to try for a castle somewhere. It's got to be at home. He can't even get across. Feels bad, but it's probably got to be here. Probably got to be here, dude. Sends more villagers. If it goes up, it can take out both of these and secure the resources. If it goes up. Sitaux still doesn't have fletching, guys. He doesn't have fletching. He can't range this. MBL might be able to build this castle. There's another donjon going up on this side from Sitaux, though. Fishing ships, transport ships still idle. Longboats, no longer present. So Sitaux is just fishing freely. 17 fishing ships behind. Free food eco. Still not in castle age, but he clicks up now. And the castle does go up. MBL goes for a market. Almost has enough for another castle. Sitaux's sergeants will be heavily upgraded when they reach castle age. And he can just dive underneath all of this stuff. And now MBL is taking out the donjons on this side from Sitaux. Will need to buy himself wood for a second TC. He needs a second TC. Gotta start catching up on villager count. And Sitaux will just simply build this donjon. Yeah, this could be ranged, dude. I knew it. Let's just be ranged by it. He could have won that fight so easily. As both of these donjons go down, Sitaux will make another one. He's going to be taking out this tower over here. He's going to be running under this TC soon with his castle age sergeants. And his eco behind is insane, right? He can get the +2 infantry armor. He can spam more sergeants whenever he wants. He's got a villager over here now. Easy to transport these villas across to make a castle. And I think that's a castle spot that you might be interested in. MBL is in deep, deep trouble. I don't see him winning this game. Also, a back dock here from Sitaux is really nice. Yeah, even if MBL had fletching and bodkin, look at the pierce armor on these things, right? It's insane. And that's a crazy strat from Sitaux. I really like that strat. I like all the precautions he took. This one being the best of them. The mining camp here, MBL will see that and be like, oh my god, that's what he was doing. He knew that army would come back across. MBL was trying to take advantage of the fact that Sitaux was so YOLO with the donjons, so he sent the scouts across immediately. And he couldn't find anything because there was another defensive donjon here. Beautiful. This looks like a really tough strat to stop. Guys, this looks like a really, really tough one. I actually think as much as Vikings helped MBL here with wheelbarrow and whatnot to get away from the sergeants, I think it hurt him that he couldn't go for fire galleys. And he couldn't disrupt the fish. Galleys take a lot more effort to micro and everything, a lot more attention. You need more of them to try and snipe fish. And Sitaux was just free fish booming throughout feudal age. Why no monks for MBL? Brother, you think he can afford monks? My man could barely afford a market. Yeah, it was a crazy... Look at that. Oh my god. Great job from Sitaux to get himself back into this game. If the first 4 scouts go to the middle, does it turn the game? I don't think so. Look at this. That's why I think it's a really tough strat to stop. They've already mined a bunch of the resources. Let's go back here, right? If the scouts come here, it's easy villager fight on some of the scouts. And if he walls off early, it should be fine. And then he can maybe place a donjon, right? One donjon here is like your fallback plan. By the time MBL had enough scouts to really hurt, Sitaux had 10 villagers here. Are you going to do that much damage to 10 vills with 4 scouts in a choke pointy area like this? Probably not. It's really tough. I don't know how you formulate a counter strat to that. I think you'd have to play a couple games against it to figure it out. It's just a good strategy. And the synergy with the transport ship is great too, with the line of sight. You can get some idea of where to hit early, where to land on your opponent's island, maybe even steal some of their pigs. It's really great. Sicilian's back on the menu, boys. I love it. Do you think 3 archer ranges on the middle island is a viable counter? Maybe. Let's cook up some strats that can counter that. Let's think of some strats that can counter that one. Maybe go Sicilians yourself. Maybe just play like Italians or Portuguese, more meta, you know. Try and snipe his fish and then just survive. Wall offs early, potentially. Armenian longswords? Maybe. Maybe like... What are we thinking about? Like Saracen Fast Castle? FC Spanish into donkeys? I don't know. If MBL realizes and drops his scouts in the middle, that game changes a lot. I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. I think Sitaux loses max like 2 vills there. Still doesn't do anything about the fish, you know? It's just so ugly to fight that middle area. Mer FC into L's. Now we're cooking. Without a tower, though, those vills are dead in the middle? No, they're not. There's 10 vills versus 4 scouts. It's an easy win. I mean, you will scout that if you see Sicilians. You do scout that from now on, right? It's always going to be harder to do a strat like that the second time around. Wasn't the initial drop of vills like 5 or so? It was, yeah. But I went to, if you notice, I went to the part of the game where MBL had 4 scouts and there were 10 vills on the center. MBL initially transported only 2 scouts. And 2 scouts against 5 vills is not a winning formula. 1-2, not 0-2 now. Sorry, dude. I'm busy with other stuff. I don't have an automatic score thing. Just hovering with the scout should be enough. No, bro. You just make a palisade wall and your vills are fine if you hover. It's like you guys have never seen pro games before. How would archers do instead of scouts? Good, but then it sets your eco back. Send your own vills to the island for it. There you go. Now we're cooking. All right. Black Forest. Hey. Turks against Vietnamese. What was the game? Was it Bengalis? There was a Jordan versus Andy game on BF. It went forever. Jordan was Vietnamese, and I think he won because of paper money. Was that Turks? It was Britain's Vietnamese. Oh my god, yes. How can I forget, dude? That was a crazy game. It was like 3.5 hours long. Hoyo, someone should time out Hoyo for his sake. I don't think Twitch takes that word very, very lightly. Thank you. Gotta be careful with that one, dude. He meant like a fly? Yeah, maybe. That's bad for the mod Hoyo movement? True. True. All right. Barracks here from Sitaux. We're on Black Forest, and Sitaux is going to go for early barracks. Maybe thinking about men-at-arms. It's his second Dark Age building, so he's going to forego the mill. MBL already walling up early. And we know MBL knows BF. He may be banned from the Rage Forest events. He may not care to show up to the draft on time. But he knows BF. He's played more than enough of it. Why banned? He's had disagreements with the organizers and the communities. And by disagreements, I mean just, yeah, they, from their perspective, he's not respectful towards their tournaments. Doesn't show up on time, makes fun of them, etc. Is a captain, is doing other things during the draft. And so they banned him. From MBL's perspective, it's not a big deal, bro. From my perspective, I don't have a dog in the race. Poor organizer ego. Well, you have to admit that as someone who puts in a lot of effort into an event, having someone with MBL's attitude show up as that's a good quick wall. It's very insulting. Now you can argue that someone should be the bigger man or whatever, but it's not good. You know, it's not good. These guys are on top of the gate. This horse has climbed up. There we go. It was like a Witcher horse, you know, the horse that would just show up on rooftops and stuff. Bean counter, thank you for the 18 months. Oof, nearly had to intervene. People never take tournament organizer's side. Ever. They always take the, especially casual fans, always take the player's side. Always. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes. Or how much effort people are putting in. Archer range here from Sitaux. He's going to try and break through. He's got men-at-arms coming in. Feudal Age is on the way for MBL. It's just still 2 minutes away. Like, this is not an easy choke point to defend. This is a lot of surface area here. How many tiles do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? How was MBL so sure that Sitaux was going to be so aggressive here? He wasn't so sure. He was just walling off. And then he saw this stuff come out, and now he's like, oh shit. And he's sending more villagers. He still doesn't have loom. This is an issue. Sitaux is in. MBL's got the backup walls behind, but he's at least going to lose a villager. Probably 2. I like the way Sitaux goes after this vill immediately, because he knows this one is automatically dead. So 2 villagers down from MBL. Sitaux will now pressure this area, and Sitaux is getting in. Hate to tell you, MBL fans, but Sitaux is getting in. MBL knows it. He's going for more walls behind. Also, if you look at the Civ matchup, right? Like, Vietnamese kind of have to pressure Turks. You don't want Turks to get forward. MBL goes for more vills instead of loom. This might be a mistake. Sitaux pressuring up here. MBL goes for loom. More walls behind. He is not in a position to click up to Castle Age. Neither is Sitaux, for that matter. And Sitaux has had a minute of idle TC time, so that kind of cancels out the villagers that MBL lost. Tower goes up. House does not go down, but it is weak. And that tower still has some way to go. I mean, there is a world where Sitaux kills another villa here as MBL is desperately trying to protect this. He doesn't. Good job from MBL to protect against that. Goes for another tower here. He is on the stone at the back, but the castle time is severely delayed. And Sitaux has a nice little position here. He's denying like the boars coming in for MBL. All these boars are guarded by 3 bears. That's one thing I really like about this BF map. Like if you want to go up for those extra boars, you're going to have to contend with the wildlife. And not just the boar. You have to contend with bears as well. Stone walls from MBL. Beautiful. Might be forced into another tower here though. That would be unfortunate investment. For sure. Yeah, he is. That's not one that he wants to go for with stone walls up here. It's one he's going to have to go for, and he might even have to wall back this way as well. Sitaux just abandoned. And try and go in here. He'll spot the tower, and he leaves. That's a lot of investment into walls from MBL, right? We look at the wood investment, 49 palisade walls. We have the stone walls. We've got 3 towers. We've got the houses here. Like, it's a lot of resources he's had to spend on that. Archer's coming in. Sitau's getting aggressive. He's going to sit underneath this tower. Unfortunately for him, the TC can range, though, so a little too aggressive. Trying to take his chances. Trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Realizes that's not a good spot to sit, and he'll back up, but he is killing the deer. As MBL now goes for a market. So he will be clicking up shortly. Sitaux can go for a market as well. Doesn't have horse collar, which I don't like. Feels with Vietnamese, like... You had the res. You should probably get all your eco upgrades. MBL deleted the stone wall to build a market. Well, they weren't built yet. They weren't fully built, so he still gets a little bit of stone back from them. It makes sense. Like, he didn't delete the fully built ones. He deleted the partially built ones. I think Sitaux is missing out, man. I think it would have been worth here, as MBL tracks this villager going for an outpost, to get, like, horse collar and wheelbarrow with Vietnamese. I think it definitely would have been worth. He's on the way up to Castle Age first, which is an achievement. Considering the amount he invested in this push. Great job from him. But MBL's also on the way up here. After this villager, there we go. Housed. MBL is housed. Said everyone ever. It's because Sitau's taking these out. Good pressure from him. And he doesn't realize he's housed right now? He does. Okay. Gonna lose another one. Trying to kill this villager. Sitaux might lose this if he's not paying attention. MBL really wants to get rid of this guy. Sitaux is also on stone. If you're Sitaux, you're kind of holding this position, right? You're holding here. You want a castle in this area, but it's going to take a long time for those villagers to get there, and he's sending them now. Get wheelbarrow. Immediately upon getting to Castle Age, get wheelbarrow. It might help. It comes in super quick. MBL wins late game. Yeah, Turks should win late game against Vietnamese. He's buying the stone. He's going to go for a castle here, but MBL is going to get to MBL buying the stone. He's got to sell. He sees it. He sees it. He sees it. And this is a mistake from Sitaux, I think. MBL can send so many more villagers. Look at this. Sitaux only has 6. He's got the archers there, but the tower is here for MBL. I think this is a mistake. I think Sitaux needs to cancel that now. And he does. Oh, God. Yeah, a little too aggressive, right? A little too aggressive. If he had built it here in the first place, or like here or something, it would have been way better. Even here would have been okay. You could have gone for Rathens to pressure. But MBL forces Sitaux to delete that, and he has more than enough room to go for another TC. He's got the castle up. He could go for Janissaries. And he's going to try and stall this out with his vills until the Janissaries come out. This castle's only at 55%. This castle is only at 55%, folks. This castle is only at 55. Hang on a second. Hang on. 75. 78, 79. Great play from MBL to send those villagers forward as he tries to deny this castle. 90%. Sitaux is clicking like he's never clicked before. 95%. The villager goes down. There's more on the way, though. There's more on the way. MBL's still here. Oh, no. 95.7%. Does he get this up? Will they miss enough? 96, 97, 98, 98.67. Doubt. It was such a good spot. The greed took over. The greed took over for Sitaux. Oh my God, dude. Not like this. MBL winning. It was such a good opening from him. Look at this castle. 98.67%. If he had built it here in the first place, if he had built it here, he would have been fine. The tower was there to protect from MBL. That was the easiest counter castle of his life. Oh my God. Ugh. 3-1. When you click the vills in the castle too much, does it slow them down, or yes or no? Well, the reason he's clicking on the castle is because they're being attacked by units, so they de-aggro. It's not just to build the castle faster, it's to keep them from de-aggroing. So I think on average, when they're being attacked and you're clicking it, it does build faster because they're not walking away. You can see right there where he was clicking. If he went for wheelbarrow, he would have won. True. Bills would have got there faster. Oh, man. Yikes, dude. Hate to see that. Absolutely hate to see that. Just a little bit too greedy with the position. And he gets super punished for it. Super punished for like one tile too far forward. It was MBL's home map, though. So Sitaux maybe goes back to his own. Looks like we're going to have Nomad now. We look at Nomad civilizations. Well, Sitau's got Persians, Lithuanians, Bohemians, all good on Nomad. Huns is kind of an offshoot pick for the horse. But your start is so bad with Huns. I don't know if the horse is worth it. Then we have Koreans, great Nomad pick. That's probably what it's going to be for MBL, Koreans. Can't see him going for Britain's Celts or Gujaras. Should have given up on that castle instantly, seeing the counter castle. Yeah, I mean, he had army there, so he was thinking about it. But yeah, that's something that's so tough. Even if you know it's going to be denied, you still, like, you just kind of want to see. Kind of want to see if it might work. I don't know. Not Spanish? Spanish is banned, brother. Spanish is banned. Koreans versus Persians. No Huns. All the civs in the red are banned. That's right. Dude, almost 11K viewers on Age of Empires 2 category for Monday. Sick. 15K viewers are watching this match on 18 streams. Sick. Let's go. Big, dude. Go Age of Empires. Finals will be Leary versus MBL. Aren't they on the same side of the bracket? That would be insane. They're on the same side of the bracket, bro. That'd be crazy. My man is a bracket bender. What was the overall peak viewer number? I think we were over 20K on the weekend. For Warlords 3. WBM, thank you for the 22 months, man. Did MBL like pop off when he won? Like, did he look confused on the cam when he won? I could see that. Like, what? I won that? He was getting cooked, dude. And turned around quick. All right, welcome into Nomad. Welcome in here as we have Sitaux playing as the Persians, MBL playing as the Koreans. Now, one benefit in Nineville start Nomad with the Koreans is your villager line of sight is insane. So he's already spotted this. So go for a dock over here. That is not the greatest dock spot for him. It was a villager close to the water, but it's right near the opponent's TC. So it's going to be difficult for sure. And he's only got one vill on the fish. A lot of people will keep 2 vills or 3 vills even on the fish. Get that food coming in quick, and you can defend them. Sitaux coming over here with the Persians. Has some extra resources. TC produces faster. Dock produces faster. Good start. The Persians on Nomad. He's going to try and take advantage of that. Fishing ships already coming out. 10 villagers already. MBL just getting to 10. Doesn't have his fish coming out because he didn't have the extra wood. He will know where Sitaux is. I think Sitaux knows where MBL is. No, he doesn't. He's doing some great scouting with the pigs, though. You can see him even scouting over here, and he's going to find MBL. Sees the dock. So he might even send some villagers over here to deal with this early. We might see an early loom from Sitaux. Try and kick MBL off of the fish over there. MBL finding some boars because of Koreans, right? Really, really easy to scout. He's also scouting with his pigs. That is the only boar he can see, though. There's another one up here, which is kind of hard to spot just by scanning the map. He's going to have to find some more, though. There's another one here, another one here. Oh, God. Oh, yikes. Ew. Walk back in. Please. Just walk back in the line of sight. Ew. MBL will have 0 gold. He's got gold right here, dude. Oh, 0 gold issues. Okay. I just read 0 gold, dude. I was like, wait a second. 0 gold issues. Okay. I see where you are. 0 gold issues. Reading comprehension. That's right. Sitaux has a gold up here. He's got the stone over here. Still hasn't sent anything over to the stock. That is surprising. Does MBL see this stock? He sees the houses, so he knows. Knows where his opponent is. Both the TC and the dock. And he found that board. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Still sees this guy up here. Is there any more Boras down this way? No. Let's take a look at Sitaux's line of sight. He sees this guy as well. He also sees this guy. And he's clicking up to Feudal Age. And he sees this guy. Like, Sitaux has lots of food to bring in still. But he's very clearly going for a water first approach here. MBL might be going FC. Drops off a bit of food. Will be clicking up. So not going for the FC approach. He will go for water as well. Bop. Bop. Second dock here from Sitaux. MBL now moving the villager over here. Even though he sees this, he's going to attempt to dock here. I don't know if I agree with Sitaux not coming out here. Maybe he wants to keep MBL in a spot where he knows he is. So he's not going to harass this villager at all. He's going to pretend like he hasn't seen this dock at all. So he can show up there immediately and he knows where MBL's fish are. Whereas if he attacks the villager, maybe MBL redocks somewhere else. But still, like, this seems like a really free villager kill early. Feudal Age is in. Still 45 seconds away from Feudal is MBL. And Sitaux is going for a range. Good mix here. Fire Galleys coming out. He can afford an archer range. He's going to be able to afford a few archers. MBL can go for towers to defend, which will scale upwards later on into the game with Koreans. And MBL goes for 3 docks. Is MBL going galleys here? Doesn't seem like it, right? 5 on gold is fire galleys? Yeah. Cost less wood to produce Korean ships, but the Persian docks do produce faster and they have more HP. As MBL now gets loom, he comes back with this villager. He's going to try and hide his fishing ships as much as he can. He can go along the shoreline, I believe, behind the dock, if he wants to loop back this way. So that fire is going to be having problems. And it is 3 dock production against 2 dock production. But it's Persian 2 dock production. And now MBL is going into galleys. And he only loses 1 fishing ship. So good job from him so far. However, he needs to spot this stuff. Has he done it with the Korean line of sight with the villager? No, he just misses it, guys. He just misses it. Now he's going into a blacksmith to try and get the fletching upgrade for his galleys. I like this transition. 3 fire galleys to protect and provide a meat shield, and then 4 galleys behind should be good. But he needs to spot this stuff. Right, like still hasn't spotted that. Still has no defense against this. It's going out for a mill. That might be his early warning system before the archers show up on his gold. Right now, he thinks that Sitaux is just full on water. And Sitaux still doesn't know where he is. He's lost something over here, potentially a sheep or something, but he doesn't have any confirmation on where MBL is right now. So he might actually go to this side of the map first and then show up around at this wood line. So might be missing out on the timing that he needs, though, to severely damage MBL. Is MBL using those fires as a meat shield, trying to clear stuff up with the galleys behind? Sitaux trying to win that one. MBL winning this one as well. Sitaux now looking. So apparently he did lose something here. He knows MBL is in this vicinity. He's not going to see anything, though. Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. He didn't see anything. He's like, oh, no buildings here. Not an issue. Oh, this boar isn't taken. He's very clearly not over here. Oh, boy. Barracks there from MBL. He might have caught sight of those archers at some point. And MBL is doing a really good job on the water. Really, really good job, and very fortunate that Sitaux hasn't noticed him yet. Sitaux is still looking. Sitaux is still looking. He's found him. MBL. We'll see the archers coming in. Loom now coming in for Sitaux. Loom is already in for MBL. Tower now on the gold. As MBL tries to wall these off and push them into the TC. Only one villager lost is good so far. But we have more archers over here. One benefit for MBL, being Koreans, is that he will have that archer armor automatically for the skirmishers. So his skirms will immediately be very effective against these archers. Still, that is a raid that he didn't expect and he did not want to happen. The archer numbers here for Sitaux are really solid already. MBL tries to fight this off. The skirms, fletching already in because of the galleys. Sitaux, still no fish. MBL has 5 fish and Sitaux is already adding scouts. Let's go, dude. Beautiful setup from him. The fish not being there is going to hurt, but you can see him taking boar over here. He's taking the berries to try and support the scouts, and he's pulling the skirms out of position so his scouts can dive all over them. Mods, you can go ahead and ban Vovina. Every single time I see him in chat, he's getting timed out for something. You can go ahead and ban him. Guy's a troll. Thank you. If that's the criteria for ban, how is Sharon still up? Sharon provides a lot, okay? I don't need to sit here and provide an example of everything that Sharon provides. That's bad for MBL. Caught out of position. Has to come back through here. Fortunately, there is a hole. I don't know if he knew there was a hole, but there is one there. And now the woodline is being attacked, and MBL does not have a market to buy stone, and he does not have enough stone for a tower. He's going to go for a market. He's probably going to purchase some stone. Try and lock down his base. He still has fish, though. He's got 5 fish. As the armor comes in for Sitaux on his scouts. Actually, Sitaux canceled the armor. He was getting it for a second, but then he canceled it. Sitaux is hoarding fires in his docks. Yeah, true. That armor would have helped here. But I think Sitaux is thinking about going up to the next stage. Still pressuring with the archers. Great job from him. Docks are Persian, and they just do not die. MBL, I don't think he can fight this back. I think he's going to lose his fish. Got some galleys over here he's forgotten about. He's now buying stone for another tower. Potentially. Tower on the stone. I see. And here come the fires. MBL distracted, losing all of his galleys. Gonna have to pull him away, and he's gonna have to go for more fire galleys. Still has galleys over here that he forgot about. As he pushes back the archers on this side. No more scouts from Sitaux. Only 4 on food. The lack of fishing ships is kind of showing now. Sitaux is out of those natural food sources on this side. It was looking really good when he had the boar coming in, when he still had some hunt coming in, when he had those berries available. Now it's looking a little bit strained. And this is where MBL can start to take an advantage of having those fish working for so long. They're dying now. But Sitaux doesn't really have much food eco to speak of, right? 2 farms, one of them the T90 farm. Kicked off the berries now. Both players buying resources, trying to go up to Castle Age, and now it's Sitau's turn to be in a really rough position. As his fire galley is not going to be enough to clear up these galleys. And the wall-off won't come down in time. Castle Age on the way for MBL. MBL still with 4 fishing ships. They're dying now. Galley's still idle on this side. It's tough to keep track of everything. And MBL, it's his turn to pressure in towards the gold. Beautiful pushback from MBL. Really, really solid. Adding that second range. Not something you generally want to do on Nomad, but against the pressure there from Sitaux, a really good decision. I really like the fire galleys into galleys from MBL. I think it's caused Sitaux a lot of problems this game, as Sitaux is forced to bring back all his crossbows. I think MBL might lose his entire army here, but I mean, he's keeping the army away from his own base. Once he gets up to Castle Age, his defenses will be a lot better because these towers will become guard towers. And he's got 3 of them. So that's a tough nut for Sitaux to crack. Good clear up there from MBL with the fires. Bodkin on the way for Sitaux. Second town center on the way for Sitaux. And a siege workshop. Food eco, still rough, right? That town center is for defense and for the opportunity to take these deer, probably. Like, he's not even going to be able to produce from his town centers. And MBL still has the archers alive. Sitaux knows that he needs to come forward here. MBL will be trying to go for a castle at some point. War wagons will be very, very good in this matchup. And MBL also adding a second TC, and he's also adding more fish. And he's still got this army alive, supported by the Navy. A beautiful job from MBL. I mean, just a really, really good set for him today. And kicked off the gold is Sitaux. Kicked off of the gold. He doesn't have another one. More villagers going down. He will come in here, but unfortunately for him, it's just too late, right? He needed to be 30 seconds faster. It's just too late. And MBL, with the foresight to go for the tower on the stone so he can make more towers, will be defended on this side. And Sitau's archers are weak. Oh, boy. Gotta be careful there. Gotta be careful. God, what a great pushback from MBL. Just really, really solid. He was in such a rough spot here. With the scouts coming in, only skirm defense. He went for that second archer range. Tower on the stone to get another tower over here. Now he's got the castle. Sitaux is not out of this game, but without the water control, without any gold control, it's going to be so rough, right? He needs another TC out here. He's going to go for a mining camp. I guess you can't put a TC because of the hills. So should Sitaux try to clear the army in his base instead of going forward? I don't think you can. I think you have to go forward. I think you need to pull the vills away. You have to go forward and try and apply pressure. If anything, he waited too long with the archers back here. Because that Navy is always going to support the archers from MBL. Yeah, galleys alone deny that gold, exactly. Tough situation for Sitaux. 51 villagers and now war wagons, the killer, are out here. What do you do against war wagons as Persians, right? Especially if you have no food eco to go into camels or knights. Like, your monk tech tree is junk. Don't want to be going into crossbows long term, and they're not even very good against them. And Sitaux calls the GG, and that is a convincing 4-1 for MBL. Heartbreak moments in this set for Sitaux, but I mean, MBL showing up, playing at a really good level. Really, really good level. Very clearly prepared, too. Impressive stuff. Bullet Chin is sad. Still is another player in there. ACCM. Still one more. For the boys of my insanity. What happened with Sitaux? I think he's better than this. I think he played okay today. The BF game he should have won for sure. That was just a misjudgment on the castle. The Arabia game, I think he played really well. MBL just took advantage of his map. Kawasan, other than losing the archers there too early, he played pretty well. This map, I think he played pretty well. No glaring mistakes from him, just some execution errors. Maybe just not his day, guys. I feel like Sitaux just struggles against the weird matchup of MBL. There's that too. There is that. Although if you look at this set, like he's the guy who did the weirdest thing in the Sicilian game. God. He's the dude who did the weirdest thing. Great result from MBL, though. He's going to be... Well, knowing MBL, he should be very happy about that. That's a big win for him, right? Big win. Knowing MBL, though, he's going to be like, I'm going to lose the next matchup. I have no faith in myself. Then he'll sneeze and his head will almost explode.